Kia ora koutou, Food Maori guy here from Rangai, and today I am interviewing a very well-known person, local celebrity, and really national one too actually. Jonathon Samson, also known as Jono, here with us in the studio today. Jono, how are you?
Good mate, how are you?
Good. Oh, itchy nose. Mosquito bite probably.
Probably.
Yeah, and if Jono does look familiar, that's because I interviewed him, I think about 8 months ago. I know it was in August, but I don't know how many months exactly. Math, not my thing. Anyway, since it's been 8 months, we've got a lot of catching up to do. So first of all, how are you?
I'm good, yeah, 8 months. Has it been that long?
Probably.
Yeah. No, it's been a very busy, productive 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked about, what was it, I kind of forget what it was called. It was the neurodivergence program thingy with Lego.
Yeah, Grab Life by the Bricks.
Yeah, that was it.
Yep.
How's that been?
That's been really good actually. I've made some good progress with that, with sorting the collection and acquiring new Lego. We've got a couple of workshops coming up at the library this school holidays.
Ah.
Right, so yeah, Grab Life by the Bricks has got a couple of workshops coming up this school holidays at the library.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. So yeah, we're making pretty good progress with there. Last time we spoke about doing some, I wanted to do some collaboration with a Māori artist to get some carvings or some imagery created. Yeah. I've had subsequent meetings with a few people from the local school here. Te Wharau? No.
There's many schools here.
Oh, I can't remember.
I know.
Toiho Kura, yeah.
Ah.
So I had a chat with a couple of the guys from Toiho Kura and hoping to do some Lego work. I'm going to follow up on that actually. But in the meantime, I've been working towards the Tairāwhiti Brick Show.
Yeah, and
Gizzy's first ever Lego brick show. They have had them all around the country.
Yep.
So not these guys in particular, but the Lego shows are quite popular around the country and the world. I've been to a few of them, and this is Gizzy's first ever one, so it's pretty exciting.
Because you had some in Christchurch, Auckland.
Yep. Christchurch, Auckland, Wellington's had them. There's been Napier's had one.
Yeah. All the major cities, and now we're having one here in little old Gisborne.
Yep. At the local school, so it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah. And could you tell us more about that?
There's about a dozen of us.
Yep.
Just Lego fans that started a Facebook group ages ago. And you know, they're regularly posting pictures of their work and stuff like that in there. One of the guys has shown regularly up in Auckland and other shows as well, I think.
Yeah.
And there's just a bunch of people that have got some cool Lego collections that they want to show off.
Yeah.
Bunch of like-minded Lego people.
Yeah, well, people like collecting stuff, eh?
Yeah, sure do. And Lego's just one of those things that everybody loves. And there's a lot of really cool, interesting sets that maybe could be nostalgic, like there could be some sets that you may have had as a child.
Lego City.
There you go. Or there could be something there that someone's created new and different, or you know, there could be lots of things.
So it's just Lego everything.
Well, yeah. There's no real theme apart from Lego.
Yeah.
There's lots of Lego cool creations.
Yeah, and I saw the picture that you just posted on Facebook, and you've got like Saturday on Sunday, so Easter weekends at the school from 9 to 5.
Yep.
And you had the neurodivergent hour.
Yeah, a quiet hour to just. Some people can't handle loud noises and lots of crowds and stuff, so we have a quieter time just so that those people can still get a chance to enjoy it, especially because people that tend towards Lego tend to be on the neurodivergent side, on the spectrum at least, and so it's it's good that they can join us.
Yeah, and how did you get into Lego since you're very big on Lego?
Well, how did I get into Lego? That's a big story.
Yeah.
I have Lego as long as I remember. When I was a kid, I remember building Lego City stuff, same as you. And
that's the go-to.
I remember one day I had a 2x1 stuck on another plate, and so I used my teeth to get it off, right, and ended up swallowing the piece of Lego. And I looked for it for days, but I never did find it.
He gave you Lego superpowers.
I think so. I think I ingested it into me, and I just became one with the brick, you know. Anyway, I digest. No, I first started because it was just something. I had 3 sisters, right? So I was into Lego. My next door neighbour Mark was into Lego, and I remember as a kid going around to his place and watching Star Wars on VHS and playing with his space Lego stuff.
Yeah.
And I had a whole lot of city Lego, and also my dad, he was a train driver. He used to help and encourage me to creating trains and stuff out of Lego. In fact, I remember one set when I was about 13. I got this Technic set, which was a car with steering, had proper.
Yeah, those are like the really complicated Lego sets, and
a bit more Technic to them.
You probably build a helicopter out of one.
But yeah, my dad was. I was always asking my dad about reversing a trailer because I was into cars and stuff at the time. And he said, "Why don't you build a trailer out of Lego and try reversing that?" And so the first time I ever reversed a trailer was with Lego. But I tell you what, when I did actually go to reverse a trailer in real life, because I had that experience and kind of figured it out that way, it was easier.
You're gonna make a tank gearbox out of one of those one day.
That's interesting.
Whole bunch of they get Lego cogs. I remember one time I got Lego for my birthday present, and I woke up and smacked my head on the box because my dad put it on me while I was asleep.
That's
I think it was a big police station.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So hopefully there should be a bunch of cool Lego things to see down at the show.
yeah, I'm kind of tempted to go actually, just because there's a whole bunch of Lego.
$5 for adults, $2 for children. All proceeds will go to, I think, St. John's and something else. And of course, putting the event on.
Lego.
Lego.
Yeah. And since you're big on Lego, how much do you have?
Lots.
Rough estimate?
I think last count I had over 1,500 minifigs, so little Lego men, and I think it's, I don't know.
You might have to calculate it by
I don't know,
displacement.
Number of pieces. Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to collate it and all put it in because I'm trying to get it ready for the business.
Yeah.
But, it's a massive task. I haven't quite got there yet. The other thing I have been doing though is if you remember. About this time last year, of course, we were on Lego Masters New Zealand, and Dan and I, the piece that kind of seems to resonate with the most people that we built was the man on the chair.
Yeah.
Hope defeats despair. So what we've done is we are in the process of creating a boosted campaign, which is coming out in the next, hopefully by the end of the month, and we are going to get the bricks together to rebuild the man on the chair.
Are you going to be a rough creation, or like each an individual piece that was used on the real one?
What I've been doing over the last few months is reconstructing it in a computer program called Studio, which is a free to download program from anybody who wants to get into building Lego on their computer. And so I've taken images that we had of the man on the chair and I've recreated it with bricks so I can get a parts list and create some sort of rudimentary instruction so that when we go to build it again, we can just build it rather than having to. But so that's been a long process trying to figure out how many parts are in it. There's about
heaps.
Thinking about 10,000 parts in the thing.
Was the thing hollow or?
It was mostly the one on the show. It was mostly hollow, where it could be.
Because that would help a bit.
But it's been cool because I get a chance to recreate it, but also improve it because I've got a bit more time to spend on it and make it a little, the things about it that I didn't quite like, I can make it a bit better.
Yeah.
So the idea is that we're going to fly Dan up to Gisborne, and we've got a location in mind in Gisborne where we're going to film it during the school holidays. School holidays, not sure the dates yet, and we're going to rebuild it in. And have people come in and talk about it as well. So people who want to know something about the show, or they're interested in maybe they've got their own diagnoses, or something, maybe they just want to talk about Lego Masters. It's a chance for everybody to come down and have a chat. So over a week we'll be rebuilding it, and then at the end of it, we're hoping to exhibit them at the museum, or perhaps even do a road show and take them on the road and go continue to talk about it, because the idea was that they were built to go into a museum, be a museum piece, and they got dismantled at the end of the show. Yeah,
because you had to recycle the pieces for the next one.
Exactly.
And you did that throughout the whole show. Yeah.
So everything that was built on the show got recycled and put back into the brick pit. So nothing got kept, unfortunately.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're endeavouring to repurchase the bricks to rebuild it. Yeah.
And actually, I just heard of very recently, really a few minutes ago, New Zealand Lego Masters TV show Part 2's coming out, or Season 2. You have anything to say about that?
Yeah, so Lego Master Season 2 is about to hit the screens, I think, on the 10th. So what's that, Monday? That's pretty close. And I've got a couple of people in there that I know, a couple of good friends of mine, and some other people that I've met through the Lego community. And of course, I don't know what the outcome of the show is, so I'm dying to find out who wins.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and I'm also looking forward to see what just what they can build, because it's one of the hardest things that I found about Lego Master Season 1 is I couldn't enjoy the show like everybody else was. I remember one time when we built the steam train, the WA165.
Oh yeah, on the bridge.
Yeah. We did that here at Tairāwhiti, and I was sitting there with a bunch of people, and you could hear the tension, and you could feel the tension and hear the noises that the crowds were making, and then at the ad break, it's like, did you win? Did you know? And it's just like, I could feel that from everybody else, but I didn't feel it myself, because I'd already felt it like 6 months before when I'd done it. And so I already knew the outcome of, it's like watching a movie you've seen before and watching someone else watch it with you, and it's just like, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And these guys, it was kind of fun in that respect, but it'd be interesting. What I'm looking forward to with this next season is to watch it and not have had anything to do with it.
Yeah, so
have Di and obviously Robin being the common thing, but I don't know anything about the show. They filmed it 2 weeks after we finished last year,
and so
they've had the guys that won have had to keep a lid on it and keep it secret for a whole year. I had to keep my mouth shut for a couple of months, and I don't have a problem with that. It's like,
but a whole year.
But a whole year, oh, wow. And of course, they can't get their prizes until the year's up, because otherwise people would go, "Oh, where'd you get the new car from?"
Neurodivergency.
Neurodivergency. Well, that's a big word.
Yeah, I would just say super brain.
I don't know if it's a super brain.
But yeah.
I think neurodivergent people just have a difference. Like, if you look at something like standardized testing, if you anticipate everybody to have the same kind of level of intellect when it comes to answering questions about certain things, and especially, it's, say for example, I was asking you about the history of Venezuela. Yeah. And you're living in New Zealand, so you wouldn't really have any grasp of what it was, unless you'd researched it specifically. It's kind of like that with neurodiversity at schools. I mean, the schools are anticipating that people are going to be able to sit still and focus, and especially on things that are really difficult and challenging. Yeah. And for a neurodiverse child, it becomes almost impossible, because our focus is novelty driven. Yeah. And so we've got to be interested in what we're doing, otherwise there's just no capacity to be able to do these things, and it often it can present as laziness, is what people, and there's no such thing as laziness. It's just an inability, a capacity. It's a dopamine thing. Yeah. It's the incapacity to be able to activate and take an action.
Yeah, boy races outside.
It's gizzy.
Yeah, turbocharged.
So yeah, I don't know, I think when it comes to the neurodivergent, you could say everybody's on a spectrum, and yes, everybody is on a spectrum, but there's just a small percent of the population that have a bigger emotional kind of content, I guess, than most people. Yeah. So if you imagine most people are living in a spectrum of that, between happy and sad, right? Happy, sad, happy, sad. And it's like this, and it waves depending on what's happening or what the weather's doing or whatever. Yeah. But with neurodivergent people, that tends to be a wider spectrum. Yeah. So instead of happy to sad, it goes from clinically depressed to ecstatic mania. Yeah. And so with an ability to regulate emotions and emotional content, then it can look like extreme behavior to the majority of the population, because they just have no frame of reference for it. Yeah. It's like asking them about Venezuela. They wouldn't have a clue. Yeah. But and so they see the behavior and they think, oh, this child's being naughty, or this needs to be hit more, or like you hear the boomers talking like that. Sorry, boomers. You did hit us a lot. We got hit at school. Yeah. Like I remember Ms. Waikari. She's dead now, thankfully. No, I didn't mean. Ms. Waikari used to hit us over the head, hands with like those big meter-long wooden rulers. Yeah. I know the ones because we had some at school. That was how they disciplined. I had one broken over me, But it's not about a mischievous child. It's about a child that's struggling to get their executive function to work. Yeah. And and the more we start looking at people like for their brains and for their differences and appreciating the differences, then the less we're going to see them for who they really are, and the more we're going to expect them to be something that they're incapable of being, and they're going to spend their whole lives disappointing everybody because they can't live up to this imaginary expectation that we all should be like this.
Yeah,
you should have a tidy room. You should have tidy handwriting. You shouldn't. You should be yourself.
Yeah, and they didn't have this kind of knowledge or foresight back in 1973.
Well, they did. It's just they didn't understand it. I mean, when ADHD was first described, it was referred to as a mild retardation.
Yeah.
Like that's how ADHD has been around for the human race since the beginning of time.
Yeah, it would have, eh?
If it weren't for neurodiverse people, the human race would still be sitting in a cold, damp cave, rubbing 2 wet sticks together and wondering why they're shivering.
Yeah.
Because it's this is the thing we're not enjoying at the moment. Let's go see what's over there. Let's go do this. Let's go, because it's a novelty-seeking thing. And so anybody who is an explorer or anything, who's got itchy feet, these people. They just can't stop moving.
And then they would have gone halfway across the world to go to a place like Antarctica.
Exactly. And if it's not their legs, their arms, their bodies that's moving, it's their head that's running 1,000,000 miles an hour. And, some people don't have a voice inside their head. Some people can't see pictures inside their head. There's like differences of things. And then don't tell people you have multiple voices. So hearing voices is a sign of insanity. It's like, well, everybody's got an inner voice though.
Yeah, monologue.
So how is it that one voice is okay, but multiple voices is different?
Yeah. Brainology.
Neurology. I don't know. This is the thing that kind of, people talk about mental health. And it's like, it's health. I mean, I've beaten cancer, right? But I don't think I could have if I hadn't have beaten my mental health problems first. Because what I realized is that it all starts in my brain. And so whether I want to get better about something or not, it's up here. Yeah. And so in my head, I had to beat cancer. There was no way I wasn't. So I beat it because I wasn't going to let myself not.
Yeah.
And so it's all health. It's all mental.
Yeah.
It's all mental.
So yeah. And right, we've talked quite a bit about Lego, the upcoming...
I always talk too much. You shouldn't have given me the opportunity. Right. What time is it? I've got to go pick up Nick.
Oh, well, we talked quite a bit about Lego, the Lego show. I thought it was masonry at first, bricklaying.
There is a secret handshake. It involves bricks.
Well, my uncle would have been to here. It was a brickie.
A brickie?
Yeah.
No, it's Lego brick, little plastic bricks.
Yeah. Plastic instead of plaster and ceramic. But yeah, Lego brick show, but about neurology and mental health, and quite a bit of time spent on that. And obviously, we don't have all the time in the world. Otherwise, I would have probably been here for like 24 hours.
Well, I didn't bring any Lego this time, unfortunately, because it's all going into my build. It's been amazing. Like the last few weeks have been full-on crazy building, just non-stop.
Yeah. We've got an Easter bunny. It's Easter.
Well, it is true. It's Easter. So yeah, Easter Brick Show.
Yeah.
Come and have a look. $5 per adult, $2 per child.
They got lots of Lego.
It's going to be a coffee cart at the front. But yeah, we're going to be there both days. So pop in and see us.
Yeah, and that's probably a wrap for us here at Rangai. Ka kite anō.
Until next time.
See ya.